Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about something that we all know deep down inside of us in the back of our heads, but it's certainly not an ever present and persistent thought as we go through our lives each day. And it doesn't have to be, but every once in a while, I like to come back down to earth a little bit. I like to remind myself of this realization, this reality that life is damn short, isn't it, guys? It is really short when you step back and think about it. And for every one of us, there's things that you probably desire to do right now. You want to do with your life, boxes you want to check, things you want to achieve, things you want to accomplish, relationships you want to have, people you want to meet, experiences you want to have, all this kinds of stuff. And it's really easy to kick the can down the road a lot of times and think, well, I've always got tomorrow. And we all know in the back of our minds that we don't always have tomorrow, but a lot of us live our lives in the way that as if we did. And this is just, like I said, I'm not telling you anything you guys don't already know today, but I just wanted to share like a little bit of an anecdote or a little experience that I had earlier in my day. Yesterday, I was at home visiting my mother, and for all of you folks out there listening, I hope that you have a tight connection, or you have some form of family around you, or if you have some people, even if they're not biological connections, if you have some people in your life that are like your family, like, of course, try to make your efforts to see them as much as you possibly can, because like I said, we don't always have tomorrow. But the thing that struck me in the little piece of the story that I want to share with you guys today is I was at home talking with my mother, just catching up, and she had just bought a new dining table for her set, like in the dining room where my family has their kind of quote unquote formal furniture, or whatever you want to say, when they have people over. And she bought this furniture set. She was just telling me how much she loved it. She was so excited about it, and she was just like happy she found it, and she liked the style, and it was like just what she was looking for, and all this kind of stuff. And she said something at one point in the conversation where she was talking about how well it was built, and she's like, this is great. Like, this is the last dining set I'm ever going to need to buy. This is definitely going to last until I die. And I'm like, it made me sad because, of course, like, I love my mother, and I want, to have as much possible time, with her on the earth as I possibly can. But we all know eventually someday this eventuality is going to come to pass. But just the fact that she said that about her dining table, it was just, it put a time stamp on the time we had together. Wow, like only one more dining set. This is the last dining set I'm ever going to get to sit down, to a nice meal with my family at, conceivably. And I started to think even further. Like, I was driving home that night, and I was thinking about buying a car maybe at some point. I'm getting to that point where it might be time to replace the car that I have. And I started to think, like, well, this might be like the second or third to last car that I'm ever going to need to buy, like, given like the amount of time that I've owned my cars in the past, and usually how long they last me. It's usually 10, 15, sometimes 20 years. And I'm thinking, like, damn, that's only 3 more new cars for me to for me to buy. And I just started to extrapolate that example out even more and more. And I'm like, well, gosh, like, that's not a lot of experiences left in my days here on the earth. And I started to think about, the holidays are coming up, right? How many more holidays do you have to experience with your family or your loved ones? I mean, is it 50? Is it 5? Is it 100? Is it like, what is it? In all these senses, there is a timestamp, and there's a relevant thing to absorb and appreciate and just reflect on. Okay, the fact that we don't always have, the tomorrow. You don't have forever, of course, and it's one of those small things that, like, every once in a while, if you can think on these terms, I find this to be a very motivational, very driving thing, that it's like, well, damn it, I don't have a lot of time, and life is damn short, so I better get on my horse and do the shit that I want to do right now. I better get up and cold approach that girl tomorrow. I better get up and get that new job. I better get up and buy that house, or build this business, or, do whatever it is that you've been dreaming about in your life, you've been putting off, you've been procrastinating, you've been doing all this kind of stuff. When you look at the big picture, and you, like I said, you put a timestamp on things, and you realize how short life really is, hopefully this will serve as a driver, as a motivator, and it's something that will light a fire under your butt at points in times. But for all you guys out there, listening today, I mean, just think about some of those things in your life that are equatable to, like, my mother's kitchen table, or the dining table, my car situation, the holiday example that I gave you. What are those things in your life that you've got a limited number left in you, or left to experience? And just, like I said, think about that. And then I want you to think about the things that you guys really want to do when you're down here on the earth. And I want you to get after those things. I want you to achieve those things. I want you to accomplish those things. I want you to have those experiences. And I don't want you to leave this earth and feel like you've left anything on the table. I want you to experience while you're here to the fullest extent. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.